This week, to commemorate Women's History Month, the doctor will fuck me out of yet more airtime by reading the top 3 teaser.
Good evening, everyone. In this episode of the Media Virus podcast, Matty celebrates Women's History Month by professing his deep and unrequited love for Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. The professor discusses his top 3 female role models, and Big Daddy will not be with us because he's home making a sandwich for his lady. Plus, we welcome special guest stage combat master, actor, armorer, and dog lover Josh Coslar for some reason.
It's the Media Virus Podcast. Let's point and laugh at the world burning around us. With executive producer Mike Latoris.
There's a fancy doctoring word, butt crack.
Featuring the diversity duo Stanley McFadden and the lovely and talented Doctor.
Shut the fuck up, Matty.
And now, spreading the sage nihilism of an aged Gen Xer, your host and mine, the star of our show, the incomparable Matty Rockdeath.
So anyway.
Every word of that was true. Every single one. I'm your host, Matty Rockdeath. This is the Media Virus. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button, hit all the good buttons. We don't want any of this fucking bad dislike them. Don't fuck those buttons. Hit the good ones. Hit the real good ones. Hot damn, do we have a show for you people this week? So let's get well, wait a minute. Hang on. Do you like swords and medieval fucking battles? Fucking so do I. Let's get this party started. You know what? It was fitting that the lovely and talented doctor also did the top 3 teaser, because not only is it Women's History Month, but it's St. Patrick's Month, and I've heard that she does have a honey pot of gold. What you drinking, Doc? That was the best reaction I've ever gotten out of you. Just a stud, just like I've been waiting for that look for like 5 episodes.
Well, that's funny because I've been here for about 10, but that's okay.
No, I know, but
Oh, okay. All right. I'm back to my usual gin and tonic. I'm this close to finishing the bottle of Boodles, which makes me sad. But yeah, back to my G&T.
With the with the weather, I would say that it's a gin and tonic type. It was gorgeous today.
I had my top down today.
Yeah, I was rolling
on my car
down today. It was
yeah.
I haven't heard much from our executive producer, the Reverend and Professor Mike Latoris, but I did hear him complain earlier this week that someone broke his cock. What are you drinking, Mike? How's your cock doing?
My cock in this photo is broken, but I did repair it.
So your cock, you fixed your cock.
Cock is all better.
Okay.
And tonight I am sipping Darby's Reserve Rye again.
Ooh. Very, very good. Very, very good. So let me talk about what I'm drinking tonight.
It is now time for the Cheap Whiskey Aficionado with our own connoisseur of corn and rye-based ethanol that has been aged in charred oak barrels. The one, the only, Matthias Rockdeath.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, I've come to tell ye about Evan Williams, bottled in bond. Now, I've talked about this whiskey many, many times. It is a decent bottle for $16.99. Now, bottled in bond means that the government oversees this shit. So it comes from one distillery. It's a single batch, and it's aged for 4 years under government supervision. And it's bottled at 100 proof. So it gives you that upgrade, because your normal average liquor is, 40% alcohol or 80 proof. And that's so I've been waiting to drink. I actually had to recalibrate my palate. Oh God, it smells so good. I had to recalibrate my palate after last week because the Ellington Canadian whiskey, not the reserve. I'm not talking about Ellington Reserve. I'm talking about the Ellington Canadian whiskey, sold at Total Wine for $11. Made me feel like such a fucking bag of shit the next day. I didn't have a headache, but I just it was like the worst fucking thing. I didn't like the way I felt the next day. And I waited. I usually finish the bottle in by Friday. And I tell you this, sir, I'll tell you this, and this is the first time this has ever happened to me. That bottle has whiskey in it downstairs on the bar.
A week later.
It's still there.
Wow.
I didn't, because I tried again on Friday and woke up Saturday feeling the same way. Now, because of this experience, I did break a rule. And that rule is that I am to experience the whiskey for the first time on the show. I've experienced this. This is a go-to. This is a great bourbon. You're never gonna hear complaints about it. People might make fun of Williams in 1600, but fucking, it's a solid. It is a solid offering. My favorite. So I need to get drinking. I know.
Bottoms up, Matty.
Oh, that's good shit. And it goes down. Not smooth enough to where you're like, oh, this is a $100, bottle, but smooth nonetheless. Very, very good. It's delicious. I'm gonna pour myself a drinker, and I'm going to introduce the next our guest this week is the Master of Arms for the New York Renaissance Fair Performance Company. He's the lead choreographer of the historical fight group, the Four Swords, and he is also co-founding False Edge Armory, working as a production designer with the Harbor Bashery, and leading the Del COVID choreography collaboration workshop. And one of the bits on the show, Josh, is that I stammer all over my fucking self, and there's absolutely no reason for me to host a show. So, Josh, what you drinking, man?
I'm drinking a Boilermaker. It was
nice
Negro Modelo with 2 shots of I have no idea what mezcal is in there, but it's mezcal.
I had no, but I was, I kind of wanted to, and I
Kind of like that.
I was silencing my microphone because they're fucking routing next door. They're running a fucking route or something. I don't know what the fuck they're running over there. So you one of the reasons I think that the doc thought to bring you on was I said because we've had some really decent local celebrities come on, and I was like hey man, but they were 2 of them were drag acts. You know what I mean? Well, it was a fun. They're great people. But I said, hey, can we get somebody that builds shit? These are my 3 criteria. Can we get someone that builds shit, kills things, sets stuff on fire? And the doc's like, hey, I know a guy.
I got a guy. So I respect the double-shotted Boilermaker, my friend. That's the way the media virus goes. But I'm guessing this the Del COVID choreography collaboration workshop.
Yeah,
that's something that's going on right now, right? That's a COVID thing.
It just ended. It was an entirely outdoor stage combat class, and it was all socially distanced. And stage combat, people are usually right next to each other, right? It's the art of pretending to hit each other. So doing that in a COVID-safe way was a fucking nightmare. In fact, absolutely horrendous. But we got I think we had 15 participants over the course of several weeks, and we got folks the training that they couldn't get elsewhere. They couldn't afford one-on-ones. They couldn't make online work for them. They had a test coming up, and they needed in-person training because of the way stage combat certifications work, even during a fucking pandemic.
They don't loosen the, because I know they loosen the restrictions, or they loosened like all the things when you talk about getting your driver's license.
Yeah,
Like
and
they
the drivers.
but they didn't loosen stage combat.
So the thing is, right? The driver's license is federally regulated. Stage combat is it's actually several different societies. The largest is the Society of American Fight Directors, the SAFD. I have a very colorful version of that acronym I might show after a couple more drinks. And they're not government controlled, right? So if they're slow on the uptake, or they're mostly teachers and college professors running the place, if they're busy, the organization is slow to move. And dumb 20-somethings who think they're going to be famous on Broadway still need training and still need to get their shit together.
Well, the whole question, I'm guessing we're going to get back to normal at some point,
That's the hope.
So you don't want undertrained dipshits, right? Like,
yeah. Eventually there will be a day when theater is normal, whatever normal looks like, or even if it's all outdoor theater with spears instead of swords and we're all 6 feet apart, we're still going to have to do this thing. There will still be people willing to spend money to watch fake violence. I
mean, not for nothing, but like Texas is opening the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, they're just going, listen, if there's still a thing, you wear a mask if you want, but we can't do this anymore.
There's a few shows, a few Renaissance fairs, and a few larger theater companies that have opened, not all the way, not nearly. And I'm paying a lot of attention to what people are doing for safety measures and weapon cleaning. And dear God, if you could like perform in a bubble and keep all the actors in some sort of quarantine outside of the stage, and how does that work? And fuck.
Well, if they ever remake The Princess Bride, they're going to need
about 1,000 of us.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So, that's and I heard I don't think the fucking movie should be touched personally. Movie's perfect.
It is.
Absolutely no reason to fuck with it. But there's talk. And if that happens, you might,
I mean,
who do you cast in the grandfather role?
Who, me?
Ooh.
Yeah,
well, that's a really
Peter
good
Falk
question.
was, Peter Falk.
Yeah.
How old's Brad Pitt?
Not
Is he
quite
grandfather age?
Yeah, but he doesn't have the eye thing.
And he doesn't have the, my first thought went to Pacino.
Forrest
he might
Whitaker.
De Niro. Oh,
Forrest Whitaker.
You could get the eye thing, yeah.
You'd have the eye thing. Oh, now they're throwing shit around up there. They don't give a shit.
We're not
doing a show. Don't you people know this is a studio?
No, it would appear they do not.
How do you feel about your wall? Because obviously they're working on theirs. Just punch through and talk to them.
Should go down to the bay. If I ever find it, I've got like audio recording from my bathroom of some dude working on this house, just singing away to the radio. Reckless abandon singing along, and he sucked.
We have a custodian, and I love in our school, and I love when he comes by me because he's always got his earbuds in, and he's always singing, and he's always singing out loud, and he sings it's really good music too. I mean, it's like a dude singing along to his. Yeah.
Hang on. That dude's still alive?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Why
he
just not have a library of fucking video of some old guy fucking singing along to shit? We could do shows for fucking days with that.
I am. You know what?
Been doing that
I'm on the task.
20 years.
I'm on the task. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's awesome.
That's
I thought he was going to die when I was in high school.
No, Josh, he's not that much older than I am.
What?
No.
I know, but you're like really old.
He is not. She's not that much older than we are.
I feel like I'm really old.
And I'm way
all of you are really old comparatively.
Yeah.
I had
Josh.
two appointments at the pain clinic this week.
Wait, where's the button to remove participant?
We're gonna just kick.
Josh, thanks so much for joining us.
No problem.
It's been a treat.
Fuck off. So
it was great to have you on the show.
I went through your Facebook page a little bit before the Armory.
Yeah.
And that's some fucking cool shit. Now you were making out of metal. Now, did you get into blacksmithing at all?
So I actually started blacksmithing when I was 14. I started a traditional apprenticeship, and that lasted.
So you started then. That's good.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. Yeah, please.
It lasted until I was 20. The apprenticeship did, and then I worked in regular machine shops for a while. I trained as a machinist. And False Edge Armory is my partner Margot and I focusing on aluminum, which is a very modern material. Aluminum versus steel in stage combat is a ridiculous argument.
Well, it's like it's so much lighter. My brother's a welder, and I've been on a welding job. I hate metal. I hate working with metal.
It's way lighter.
Yes.
It has some drawbacks. It doesn't sound as good as what people will tell you. I will tell you it sounds just fine if you're not a fucking idiot.
It doesn't sound as good. It still sounds really cool, but aluminum sounds like a Pepsi can.
Yeah, I've heard that argument. I
mean, I don't know.
This is us focusing solely on aluminum and working with mostly private clients, stage combat schools, some outdoor theater companies, just really leaning into the material.
Right on. Now,
what is the dog's role in the Armory?
Mostly the dog keeps me from killing anything, including myself, those around me. She's the supervisor.
That seems like a really important job.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have a bunch of professional swords people working 20-hour days, the dog is important.
I believe you.
Like I said, my brother was a welder, and he worked on tractor trailers for a very long time. And he had a dumbass this dog was borderline retarded, but he would take it on job sites with him because if this dog heard an air leak, it would not shut the fuck up, and it would go right up to the air leak and fucking start barking at it. It would shit in the house, but it would go bark at fucking air leaks.
That's a good dog.
What's that?
That's a good dog. That's an important dog.
That's an important dog. So, especially with like brakes and, all the different leaks that can be happening in a welding shop. Like he really, and, he's passed on, we love Jake and we also lost Daisy Mavis Wigglebutt was his sister. But having a dog in a workshop, I feel is an important it's an important thing to do. Now with aluminum, does it balance the same as steel? Like I know with like a sword or a knife, like there has to be a balance.
Yeah, so let's talk about balance, and then we'll talk about the different materials, because the word balance gets thrown a lot in media and stuff.
Well, we're the media virus, so we're here to destroy that shit.
Excellent. So yes, where the balance point is on a sword is really important. Actually, hang up. I'm going to go grab a sword. Hang on.
Right on. Let's get some fucking sword play.
Yeah, sure.
He's got one just right behind him. And he didn't even log. He's got wireless. Dude, this guy.
So this is a big fuck off single edge broadsword. It's just massive. It's obnoxious.
Like the remake of Conan the Barbarian obnoxious.
Absolutely. So
yes.
With a piece like this, I want the point of balance to be way near the tip, right? Because I'm always cutting forward and away from me.
Right.
I want it to be as far away from me, not as far away from me as possible, but I want it to be in the middle of what we'll call the forte, the cutting edge of the blade.
That's almost got like what's that? Scimitar?
Yeah, it could be like that. This is a Swiss saber. It's a two-handed.
Like show the tip. That's fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, it's a beautiful.
The way it
piece.
bunches out, the way it bulbs out like that, it's almost like you could cut a motherfucker's head off and just keep going.
Absolutely. Well, this isn't sharp, but yes, that's exactly what it was for. It's an anti-cavalry weapon. So the idea is you could hit somebody above you and take off their head.
Nice.
But like a sword like that, you want it.
Fuck those goddamn English, right? St. Patty's month.
You want it as far back as possible, as far forward as possible towards the tip. But for hang on, I got another one. Yeah. So this, we were talking about Princess Bride. This is a rapier, or I guess you could call it a side sword. It's the weapon you see the most in that movie.
I heard Mike was a little rapier. than most.
I want the point of balance on this piece to be almost in my hand, right?
Okay.
Because I want to be able to strike and bounce back. So when you talk about balance in a sword, every kind of sword is going to be a little different. And aluminum and steel, the difference there is really just how much weight you put in the pommel or the guard or wherever the weight goes in that sword. So in that first sword I showed, all the weight's in the pommel, in that big bell end.
Right.
But on this rapier, a lot of the weight in all these metal pieces, the guard and the clamshell.
You keep calling me rapier. I'm not rapier than anyone else. I'm just but so with that, like now you were talking about that one sword that had the most of the weight like in the handle.
Yeah.
I guess that would be more like a mimic a fencing type of fight.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So it's what you would think of when you think about fencing, Princess Bride, Pirates of the Caribbean, swashbuckling nonsense.
Nice. That's what I like. Anyway, so where the fuck was I leading that I was going down a path. Now I fucking Oh yeah, no. Wouldn't fencing be like very COVID friendly?
You would think.
Because you have the mask. Like you got to put something over your face. And you know.
So I'm not a fencer. I don't exist in that same space. I know people who do.
Okay.
What we're all running into, everybody who works in swords, whether it's martial arts or stage combat or sport or whatever, the amount of equipment sharing that happens is massive, right? Like the amount of, use my sword, use my gloves, whatever.
Oh, dude, like, listen, I was in punk bands for years. It was like, yo, can we use your back line? Like, can my drummer use your set so we don't have to? I know exactly, because there's shit's hard to like, I would imagine a large weapon is hard to transport.
I own a lot of guitar cases.
For the weapons?
Yeah, full of swords.
Yeah, for the swords, right? Yeah.
Oh shit! So do you want to hear my I got mugged in an alley guitar case story?
Fucking right, I do. Who doesn't want to hear that?
All right, so I had a guitar case full of swords, and I was walking out of a job at like 2 a.m. And this is, you know what? I don't want to get the studio upset, so I'm not going to say where it is.
That's fine.
It's in a city. And
in Philadelphia?
It is not Philadelphia.
In Wilmington?
A city.
A city.
Atlantic City?
Not the city, not
Matty.
just
Matty, let it go. So he's walking. It's a city. He's got a guitar case full of swords.
He's in
I cut down
a
side street to get to where my car is, and someone pulls a knife on me out of somewhere. Give me your wallet. Okay, man. It's fine. My wallet's in my guitar case. I'm gonna put this guitar case down. Don't worry, man. We're cool.
Oh, he's gonna take the whole.
You got a knife.
Right.
So I put the guitar case down. I open it. I pull out actually that big fuck off sword, the big curved one you just saw.
You pull a Crocodile Dundee.
He immediately ran away.
That's not a knife.
It's a knife.
That's a knife.
That's great.
Just immediate. I didn't even get a cool line. He just went, "Oh, that's not a wallet. That's a sword." No.
Oh, I thought you were really going for your wallet. I thought you were like, "Oh, hang on."
Don't have money.
I'm just fucking. Now, see, I would have. This is how I would have done that. I would have been like, "Hey, you want to hear my, getting mugged in an alley, with my guitar case story?"
Let me play the getting mugged in the alley blues for you.
And then I would have been, but I would have just said, "I got mugged in an alley," and that's it. It just pissed myself laughing for 20 minutes.
The best put off a guy that I was with, the guy wasn't trying to mug, he was just trying to panhandle, but all I heard was my boyfriend at the time turn to this guy and say, "I just got divorced." And the guy said, "Oh, okay, man, I'm real sorry." And he walked away and I said, what just happened? And he said, "Yeah, he wanted money." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good."
Yeah,
just tell a guy you've recently been divorced and he knows you haven't got a dime. So Josh, tell us, how did you evolve into, your resume is really impressive. You're working with the New York Renaissance Fair, you're Master of Arms, you're a fight choreographer, you're a smith. You have an awful lot of really exciting talent. So how did you sort of get to be where you are?
I
I mean, you
guess,
started when you were little, right? I mean, you were a Ren Fair
Yeah.
kid, no?
My mom just celebrated her 30th anniversary of working at the New York Renaissance Fair as a vendor, just running a business there. I'm 27, so that's my whole life. My dad has been training racehorses for 25 years, I think. And they both wanted me to like participate in their lives in a meaningful way because they couldn't afford a babysitter, probably. So mom was like, all right, I'm going to apprentice you with a blacksmith as young as I can. And if you, before you'll do that, you'll work at weird booths and stuff. And my dad was like, oh, you're apprenticing at a blacksmith. There's a blacksmith at the farm. You can work there. So it was just a matter of having broke parents with weird careers, frankly. And then I really loved it. I really pursued metalwork and martial arts separately from each other for a long time. And
So how old were you the first time you did whatever it is the blacksmiths do?
I guess the
Swung
first time I
swung
picked
a hammer or
the first time I picked up a hammer and made a nail, because that's what you get started on. You get a rod of steel and you hammer it out to make nails. I was 9.
wow.
I think.
Now, while you were learning like how to work, did you have somebody screaming at you that you were doing it wrong and calling you a pussy?
Yeah. Well, some jobs, yeah, absolutely. I had that guy.
That's how you learn.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's good. Okay, good. That's how I learned.
That's more frowned upon in the academic circles I run in now. But
oh, I don't know. My students do that for me on the regular.
Do you ever look at one of your students and go, you know that you're fucking special, right? Like, like nobody's picked up on it yet, but
I've never said that out loud to anyone I was teaching, but I'm pretty sure I've watched the doctor have that face at maybe me as a student. I don't know.
The face, no, you were bright, but not focused on the things you needed to be focused on to be successful in my class.
I feel like he's probably one of those dudes like me. He's like, he just didn't live up. He could do so much more.
Oh, he was daydreaming about
I wouldn't
hammer
even
and nails.
say that. I wouldn't even say that.
What kind of fucking idiot wants to make swords? This is what I would have gotten. This is what I would have gotten. Making fucking swords. Who makes fucking swords?
No, Josh is also, I'm going to tell them all your secrets. Josh is also a brilliant poet. He's an incredible writer. He just never turned in his homework, so he would hand me these. In fact, I think I may have within arm's reach. I have an unidentified poem that I think might be yours. And it's around here somewhere.
Horrifying.
But yeah, he did all of this brilliant writing. No, it was really brilliant.
Did one line include the doctor's sweet tits?
No.
Is that why you want to read it?
No.
I don't think I hit on you in high school. God, I hope I didn't.
No, you didn't. We didn't have that kind of relationship.
The worst thing I did with a teacher is like in 3rd grade, I walked up to a teacher thinking I was kissing my mom goodbye. Mike looks pissed off that I'm not letting him talk. Let me.
No, I just wanted to interject and say that I've been to the New York Ren Fair and mad respect for you, man.
Thank you.
Up there, a friend of ours, his cousin was a vendor there for a number of years. She did fairy wings.
Oh wow, yeah.
And I can't think of her name off the top of my head, but
that's all right. That's a few people because there's a couple businesses like that, but that's a hard job. Anytime you can deal with kids in 100-degree weather, hats off to you.
But she was doing the more adult fairy wings, the little bit bigger, a little bit more suited to adults, and I mean, we went up a couple of times to just because she was there and to see the rest of the show. And
holy shit! So I have I'm sorry to interrupt, but I do have a question. Is this your handwriting?
Oh yeah, that's my epileptic chicken scratch. That's me. Get that away.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see their high school poetry on the internet. Put that
I
somewhere else.
I told you it was within
God.
arm's reach.
Now listen.
Nobody. God damn! It's like finding a live journal I wrote when I was 14.
Josh.
Somewhere else.
Josh, let me ask you a question. Seriously, how much you got in the bank right now? Because I
Right
think,
now,
I mean,
very little. I
do you
just
think,
bought a house.
how long would it take you to come up with, I don't know, 50 grand? 50 grand by the end of this year, or we publish this motherfucker. We read it out loud.
I got a mortgage. I got no guilt yet or shame. You can read it out loud. That's fine.
I
$50 grand.
I was going to let it go for 10.
I overplayed my head.
50 grand? Fuck, man, go for it. That is a quarter of my house. Just do it. Actually, it's more like an 8.
Yeah,
it's
I mean, because your name isn't on it. So I was like, I think Josh Coslar wrote this.
I also never wrote my name on shit.
Yeah. Yeah, but you have very distinctive handwriting, so. Oh,
Actually,
yeah.
I'm so narcissistic. I love writing my name. And ever since, like, for the past 25 years, I've been adding senior to because I had a junior. I've been adding senior to it, and it makes it that much more awesome.
Absolutely.
Okay, so, guys, do we have other questions for Josh, or should we move into the?
Well, Josh, do you got kids? Because I was gonna say when you said my partner Margot, that's more than a business partner because I there's some kissing going on in that on my Facebook.
Yeah, so we've been together about 2 years now.
Nice. Congrats.
No kids. There is a house and a dog and a business, so might as well be a kid.
So if kids come, they're welcome.
Yeah.
That's
we're
awesome.
We're not planning on that right now. We're
right, you're not right. Most kids.
You're building your lives. You're building your careers.
Dude, my mom was 40 and my dad was 45, and they were working on a brand new marriage where my dad was a widower. My mom married twice before. My mom told my dad, or they thought that she was like unable, that she had hit menopause, and now it was over, and yet here I am. The doctor.
I have
the doctor told there was a doctor that told my mother that if this child lives, it'll be severely undersized and retarded. And I am 6'3".
Yes.
So he was only half right.
Yeah.
Half right.
I was trying so hard to make that joke, but it's your joke.
No, I was gonna make. You gotta let me, because if you making a joke to me is punching down.
That's true.
Right? Me punching myself, that's lateral punching. That's funny. Me punching you, that's funny because that's punching up. Punching up is funny. Punching down is mean. That's why you're on my show.
So you being mean to me is funny, but me being mean to you is not?
Yes.
No.
How do you punch up at the doctor? Is she standing on a phone book?
Fuck you.
She is quite short, but her status in life, like she has made good decisions throughout her life. Right.
I've made some very bad decisions as well. But
listen, I'm sure you have.
Yes, I truly have.
And not for nothing, I'm hoping
I just managed to recover from them.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That was funny. That was joke.
Okay.
Anyway, what was I saying? But I think it's time, if you want to run the gauntlet on Josh.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so Josh, we have a recurring piece of our interview with our guests, which I have recently named Spill the Tea. As a performer, you probably know who James Lipton was.
Yeah.
I guess he passed.
Is this a place for a break, Mike?
Yeah, actually, that would be.
Yeah, let her introduce it. We'll do a quick break and come right back into it.
Yes.
All right. See how professional we are? Josh, hey, isn't it time for a break, Mike? Because we put advertisements in.
Yes.
I'm done.
All right. So anyway, James Lipton would do interviews, and at the end of each interview of the actors that he would speak with, he had a list of, I think, 10 questions. So in that spirit, I have developed, I think, 7 questions for each of our guests. And in honor of James Lipton, I call this piece Spill the Tea. So after this break, we will be coming back for Spill the Tea.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Media Virus Podcast. You can call in at 646-VIRUS-01. That's 646-VIRUS-01.
I need to go like an asshole.
Why? Fucking why?
And we're back.
So we are back with our Spill the Tea segment with our awesome guest, Josh Coslar, armorer and fighter and stage combat master and dog lover. Okay, and homeowner, which is exciting. Okay, all right, Josh. When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be a pirate.
Awesome.
Kudos.
Wrong.
You're almost there.
You wanted to be an organic gardener. Organic gardener.
Yeah, Matty actually has the answer key. Okay. Number 2, what is your favorite smell?
Lavender.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say like hot metal or something, or horses.
I love the smell of a hammer hitting down on the steel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love like aluminum dust. Yeah, I'm disappointing. No, fucking lavender.
All right. That's very soothing. Okay.
I love the smell of diesel smoke.
All right. Next question. What about your life makes you happy?
I get to make pretty much whatever I want in my chosen medium and know it's going to sell. It might not sell right away. It might take me a while to figure out who to market it to or how I'm going to build the show. But if I have an idea, I know I can see it to completion and probably use it to pay a bill.
Nice.
So this is what I want you to do. I want you to design a media virus sword.
Okay.
Just as whatever you design, as long as it's the media virus, I don't give a shit what, I don't care. Okay.
Okay.
But we're not going to pay you for it until we get big.
I'll save that in my sketchbook for a while.
Listen. I need this quick. Like, I need this shit ASAP. You need to send me specs. I need to approve everything.
Why does your contract sound a lot like my contract with Disney? What the hell?
You have a contract with
Disney? It's a lot like that.
I've done work for them before.
Artists are always expected to work on spec, right?
Dude, you know what? Fuck that. Whatever you made on that, dude, you can say that shit. You just dropped that. You just dropped fucking Disney on the Media Virus podcast. How fucking badass are you? The number one podcast in Claymont, Delaware. And
I'm not sure we can say that.
I actually don't know what it was for. It was probably for a theme park or a cruise line thing. It was a bunch of pirate swords, bunch of cutlasses.
That's so cool.
You know what? Good for you, guy. Good for you, guy.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
What was the last question I just asked you? What makes you happy, right?
Yep.
What about your life now would have surprised you as a younger person?
I live in New Jersey. That's really, I spent most,
You're
I love
fucked in
it.
the head, guy. Go to Delaware.
No. Here's the thing. I actually love it. That's the surprising part. My family's very much from Jersey, and it was always like the place we avoid, the place we left. Like you don't go back to Mordor once you get out.
How close are you to the Pine Barrens, guy?
So I am in Newark. I am in North Newark.
Oh, so you're
Newark,
far from
not
the Pine
Newark.
Barrens.
Yeah.
No, it's not Newark. Delaware is Newark. New Jersey.
Right, that's what he was saying. He's from Delaware. Don't forget he went to school.
Dude, did you move from Newark to Newark?
I moved from Newport to Newark.
That's not as cool.
No.
All right.
If you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
I would tell, wow, this is actually going to get serious. Interesting. All right. I would tell my younger self to turn down the offer he was given by the U.S. military and instead go to art school because he would probably be right where I am a lot faster.
Would he have listened?
No.
Why not?
Other people gave me that same advice and I didn't. So I can assume that hearing it from me, but slightly more bearded, isn't going to help.
You don't think that hearing it, like meeting your younger self, like your younger self meeting your older self, and your younger self walking up to you and saying, "Don't fall in love with Lisa. Fuck that bitch. Get a paternity test," would make a fucking difference.
I mean, maybe,
or whatever your thing was.
Yeah, I was a very stubborn 17-year-old. I don't know.
Was it love of country, bro?
Yeah, it was.
Good for you, bro. I mean, listen, man, you made the decisions you made. there's nothing you can do about it.
I gotta tell you, my life has taken me down some real detours, and Josh, I have a similar experience. Like if I had stayed on the path I was supposed to be on, I'd have ended up where I am now, only a lot sooner. Like I'd be ready to retire now instead of in 5 years. But it made me who I am, right? So that time that you spent had an impact.
I think that's where I was going.
Yeah.
Thank you, the lovely and talented doctor. Because I was
You're welcome, Matthew.
I think there's something about that experience that molded you as a human being. And let me explain something to you real quick. My only reason for not joining, because honestly, when you're young and when you're poor, and poor and have no options, military is the best choice. Best. And especially when, like, not for nothing, I don't know about Josh, but when I was a kid and it was military age, there wasn't a whole lot of conflict. This was pre 9/11. It was, there wasn't a whole lot of public.
Yeah, but there was.
You didn't know.
There was like Vietnam, right, Matty?
I wouldn't have been. No. Fuck.
I wish to interject.
You. Fuck you in the fucking ass with a fucking spiked dildo for that fucking comment.
You're welcome.
I know I look. Interject. Mike's trying to interject.
Poor Mike.
A couple years ago, got together with my very best friend in the world, and it's one of those you pick it up where you left it relationships. So we had been estranged for a bit, and
that's me and Rob.
We got back together and went out, and he was living in the Poconos at the time. I went up for the weekend. We went out to dinner, and he said, "Hey, all the times that we've gotten together, before this, we never talked about my military experience other than, hey, I was there, and maybe a phone call that I gave you when you were, when I was in." And I said, no. So we started talking about it. There was a shitload of conflict that we really didn't hear a lot about here, where there was shit going on. Like scary shit.
I had a good friend of mine, and I consider this dude, I mean, I haven't talked to him, but in decades. But he gave me an Elvis gold record, because when I shaved just the side of the sideburns, I look kind of like Elvis, a little bit. When I was younger, I don't know what I look like now.
Like '69 comeback tour Elvis when he's fat and sweaty.
Yeah, Vegas Elvis.
Is that
when he's in
40 minutes left or 40 minutes
left?
All right, we're good.
Okay. Wait, hang on. I still have. Okay, so I'm sorry. Finish, Matty. What you were saying.
Just let me. And he worked. So I met him in the 13th grade at Burlington County College in New Jersey. I went to Burlington County College, which is right in the Pine Barrens. And this dude, his job during the first Saudi war, during the first Iraqi war, his job was cataloging dead bodies and matching up limbs.
Oh.
Heads to bodies.
Oh.
Rough.
And this dude was fucked in the head. Fucked. He was significant. I mean, he was maybe 5-6 years older than me. When I was 17, I was driving. He was 7. I was 17. He was like 26, 27. So 1, he could get us alcohol. 2, he was really fucked in the head and told funny fucking stories. And told them funny. Like, that's how fucked this dude was. And he gave me the Elvis single gold record Hound Dog blue suede shoes.
Oh.
And I was getting kicked out of an apartment, and someone put it next to the heater, and it melted. It didn't have a certificate of authenticity to begin with, but it melted a little divot into the gold record. And that's why I don't display it. I'm embarrassed that this happened, because I was a huge. I love Elvis. Viva Las Vegas.
This is a great
one
story,
of the best
Matty.
fucking songs in the goddamn world. There was jobs where they called me Elvis, but that has absolutely nothing to do with the doctor's gauntlet.
Okay. Jesus. All right. 2 questions left. We all come to crossroads in our lives. What do you think was your most significant? And where do you think you would be today if you had chosen differently?
So 2017, I was offered a position at a prop fabrication company, pretty large, and I turned it down. Instead, I started a third apprenticeship as a leather worker, starting from scratch, like learning a completely new skill set. Maybe 2016. Math is weird.
Let me just stress the point of learning a new fucking skill set, because the attributes of the medium in which you are familiar and enjoy do not always translate. Like I was a kitchen fabricator. I made kitchens. I built fucking kitchens, and I cabinets, everything. I built them myself with a table saw and fucking MDF. But my brother was a welder, and metal does not work in the same way. Leather does not work. That is a very important aspect of the storytelling. And I just wanted to kind of emphasize
completely different. And it would have been, and it was, right? So like as the apprentice, I basically moved in to the family who owned the business's house and lived in their basement for a couple of years. And I don't regret that at all. I really love that I'm a leather worker. I really love having that additional skill set to add to my swords and my businesses and my props and everything I do, and I'm grateful for it. I think if I had taken the other gig, I might have more money. I would definitely have more money. And I might still be there, right? Like I might just be punching the clock at a salaried gig. And, that's fine. That's not where I am. And I'm very happy with where I am, but.
Nice. I think that's all we can hope for, right? As you say, okay, so I didn't do that, but I'm okay with where I am. All right, last question. This is one of James Lipton's questions. If there is a heaven, what do you hope God will say to you when you arrive?
Can I answer this with a very, very old joke?
Yes. Is it what the hell are you doing here?
So this is a joke you hear on the festival circuit at Renaissance fairs, circuses, and theater companies across the country, like traveling ones. There's a specific kind of person. They're called the B-backs. They come to your show, they come to your business, they come to whatever, and they say, "Oh, we'll be back," and they never come back. You just wasted 20 minutes talking to them and made no money.
I'm one of them.
Yeah,
I worked in sales on many different on showroom floors, on retail floors. I worked in sales many different ways, and we used to call it waiting for the B-back bus, and it never shows the fuck up. Oh yeah, I'll be here Friday. I'm gonna buy that whole kitchen from you. Fuck off.
If it helps, we intend to come back. Honestly, in the moment, we really do think we're coming back.
Just like I intend to do my research.
Josh is telling us a joke about the B-backs.
Just like I intend to do my research on this week's guest, and I don't fucking do it.
So, a very old craftsman dies, and he gets taken to the pearly gates, and the Archangel Gabriel shows him around, and the heaven is beautiful. There's workshops everywhere. He's led to the most beautiful workshop you could think of. Anything he makes immediately goes to the person who wants it. He could make the simplest thing, the most complex thing. It immediately goes to the perfect home. One day, he turns to the Archangel and says, "It's weird, but I actually have to pee." And Gabriel says, "Don't worry, no problem. Come with me." And he leads him to the edge of a cloud. Now, the cloud actually happened to overlook a festival. So this man decided to hold it for a moment, and he waited, and he waited, and he waited. And a family walked by, a man in a wife beater, a woman with a high ponytail, a bunch of screaming children, a stroller, stale beer, and pickles. And he peed on them from heaven. And these people just assumed it was raining, and they kept walking. And Gabriel said, "What did those people do? They deserve to be pissed on." And the craftsman said, "Well, those are the B-backs, and I'll be back."
It's funny, while you were talking about that, I was thinking about a dude named Tommy Paglione who has passed on. But I was in a band with him. He was a very talented guitar player, a decent singer. And one of the things he used to sing, like we were a terrible cover band called, since you live in New Jersey, I'm gonna let you know this. We were a terrible cover band called the Time Riders Band. Time Riders Band, which meant we played from 60s, 50s to today. Collective Soul, The World I Know. Right. And that whole song, just what you're describing, you go up and you watch, and like, you know, you're looking at the people, you're looking down at the people who are left. Like, you're in heaven looking at what's left. And the fact that he's passed kind of brings this out in me, because I never really recognized the guy's pure genius. Because I wasn't that, like, I was a bass player. I was in that band for 3-4 years, but the covers were not my thing at all. And especially the type of covers where we're going from 50s to 90s hits. And the guy that you're fucking playing in a band, like the band leader, is Cuban. And when he plays My Worst Enemy, it sounds like a hoedown. You know what I mean? But that's what, it's just kind of like, you walk up to the world, it's The World I Know, and in the B-back, and the guy sees a B-back and he pisses all over them. And to me, there's beauty in that. Does that take a long walk? Is that, like, am I lost in the woods?
Are we ready to move on to our next
You
segment?
want to do a bumper there? Like, you want to put an anchor? You want to put an anchor fucking commercial right here?
I can bump it. Or this one. There we go.
Send help.
Anchor is the only. Hey Josh, do you know we're sponsored by Anchor? But we also post the show to Anchor.
Oh.
So Anchor pays us to be on their fucking platform. I'm not saying we're setting the world on fire, but we are over. Josh, let me explain this to you.
We almost made $1.
We're over $1.
We're over $1?
Last I checked, it was $1.04.
Hang on? We need to talk about taxes. No.
Well,
soon.
All right.
Soon.
Mike, are you going to lead me
What's
into my badass woman?
And fucking the Professor Mike Latoris does an incredible job of all of our Anchor commercials.
He does.
I try.
And what I'm trying to do is, come up with, like, we got to come up with these 1-minute bits so we can post to TikTok. Josh, how familiar are you with TikTok?
I am very familiar with TikTok.
Are you TikTok famous yet?
I am not TikTok famous.
Dude, I have 9 followers.
Wow, it's very, very interesting.
Fucking 9. There's a running joke that being TikTok famous isn't. What's that?
I said, by that standard, yes, I'm TikTok famous.
There you go. I got 9 followers. And I post media virus content to TikTok. So I'm always looking for that 1-minute bit.
Quite incestuous.
It is quite, as the whole thing is incestuous. Yeah. I don't fuck any of my family members ever.
All right, guys, we got 30 minutes until my coach turns into a pumpkin.
All right. In honor of Women's History Month, the Doc's going to do a Badass Woman segment, and that's where we're going now. Doc?
All right. So this week's Badass Woman, Josh, I actually did some shuffling because I thought you would maybe be familiar with and certainly appreciate Qing Shi. She was a Chinese, you know who she is. She's a Chinese pirate. Born in 1875, she started out either as a prostitute or a madam, depending on the sources that you.
Madams usually start out as prostitutes.
Yes.
That's usually how that shit works.
So she was working on a brothel ship. In 1801, she forged an alliance and married Cheng Ai, who was a local pirate, including a deal that entitled her to 50% of their combined power and goods.
You think that's where Shanghai comes from?
I don't know. Whether drawn by her sharp mind or entranced by her feminine wiles, Chiang Ai made out on the deal. Together, they forged a fleet of 70,000 pirates and 400 ships. Chiang Ai died in a tsunami in 1807, and Ching Shi emerged as the brains of the operation. During the years following her husband's death, she continued to rule the seas as a pirate queen, ultimately the leader of 18,000 pirates. That can't be right, because it started with 70,000, but 800 ships, lots more. She ruled with an iron fist. If people gave an order that did not come directly from her, they were decapitated on the spot. She was known for tying anchors around people's ankles and putting them in the sea.
Do you think she just ordered people to lick her pussy?
The Chinese government tried to stop her, but she and her pirates defeated. She actually, I'll tell you, after her husband died, they had adopted a son. She ended up marrying him to kind of keep the power and so forth in the family. The Chinese government tried to stop her, but she and her pirates defeated the combined forces.
Can you imagine banging your mom, the pirate queen?
She and her pirates defeated the combined forces. You know what, Matty? Of the Chinese, British, and Dutch navies, ultimately defeated by the Portuguese Navy. Chiang Shi accepted a peace treaty, and this peace treaty, most of the pirates actually got to keep not only their lives, but their ships and their wealth. She was given the title of Lady by Imperial Decree, retired from piracy, and ran a gambling house until her death in 1844. So, Ching Shi, the pirate queen, badass woman #1 for the month of March 2021.
Thanks,
How many times do you think that woman committed rape?
Probably. There were rules about, hang on, she had like some serious ass rules about, let's see, hang on, about rape and
but she could just force any dude. Just like, you get hard now. Pleasure.
Hang on. It was typical practice for pirates to make the most beautiful captives their concubines or wives. If a pirate took a wife, he had to be faithful to her. The ones deemed unattractive were released, and any remaining were this I'm reading from Wikipedia. What I read you before, I wrote from what I read. Pirates who raped female captives were put to death. If pirates had consensual sex with captives, the pirate was beheaded, and the woman he was with had cannonballs attached to her legs and was thrown over the side of the boat. Violations of other parts of her
code why are you fucking our pirates, you bitch?
Flogging, clapping in irons, or quartering, which is where they actually literally cut your body into 4 parts.
Right. I thought it was they fucking attached 4 horses to each limb, or they attached
that's
drawn and quartered.
That's drawn and quartered. Deserters, or those who had left without official permission, had their ears chopped off and were paraded around the squadron. So yeah, she was like, no fucking around. So that's our badass woman #1.
Very, very good.
Chang Shi, the pirate queen, brought in honor of Josh, who wanted to be a pirate when he was a kid.
Wow. Look at that. Did you like fucking know that shit, or is this like some ESPN type of shit?
I didn't specifically know that Josh wanted to be a pirate, but it surprises me not at all. I know he's into pirates, so I thought that Chang Shi would be an awesome.
I do teach pirate history as like one of my several freelance hats.
So did I miss any important details?
I guess the only important one is if you look at the years, that's super late for piracy, right? Like
she was that bitch.
Yeah, she was like the last great pirate fleet. She was
like,
was she really? I didn't
take
know
her
that.
The fuck down. Those fucking murderous fucking Brits could not bring her down.
They couldn't.
Well, yeah. Most piracy we think of as the golden age of piracy, right, is slightly pre and just post-colonial U.S., like in that
Caribbean,
sliver.
The Caribbean, but there was piracy in the fucking. There was piracy like in.
There's piracy everywhere, right? Piracy is the first crime.
But we still have piracy today.
There's piracy.
But that's kind of like today. What I'll call fleet piracy definitely was dying out at that point. She hung on. That's just fascinating.
Like, this is how we do shit, bitch.
Seriously badass woman though, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say that makes her more fucking badass than most pirates.
Yeah.
Right.
I have been killed by someone playing her on stage.
Nice.
I was useless British sailor number 4.
Excellent.
Most British sailors are useless.
Well, that's why I was number 4.
Bastards.
That's why he's got a number.
40,000.
It's St. Patrick's month, and so we have to talk about the murderous and untrustworthiness of the English.
You know, I should have done Grace O'Malley, but I think she was.
That's a little close to home.
We got 4 weeks. Not for nothing. You don't have. It's not just one. It's not just one chick.
No,
you can listen as long as I can shit on points and make jokes.
All right, I've got my others lined up, but I didn't want to do 2 pirates. I have women who have excelled in all sorts of fields. So
it makes me happy
about it.
The fact that you opened up with a woman that was a pirate.
She's a badass. Oh, wait till you learn about Bodicea.
Listen,
Maddie, wait till you learn about Bodicea. I'm keeping her for St. Patty's Day.
Like, you understand all of my misogyny is just a front for my insecurity, right? You know that.
It always is.
I don't want to. I had a little too much drink. I'm going to open up a little bit. I'm an insecure middle-aged white man. I have a very small penis. You know what I can do?
Josh, you're the only one who didn't know that already. Maddie talks frequently about his tiny penis.
Right, the Irish inch is very common. Right.
Well, the Irish curse: all wheels, no cannon. I got a red beard.
That's right. I come like a sprinkler, but Mike can prove it. Mike, prove it.
Yeah. If you were to look at my penis in silhouette, it's actually got the same profile as the 3-ear Mickey Mouse head. You can't tell which one's a ball. It's fine.
You know, if you use
I needed to remove my headphones for that.
Here's the thing. We're gonna send a dick pic. I've been thinking all week I wanted to send a picture of Dick Cheney to the doctor and just go unsolicited dick pic.
Unsolicited dick pic. I like it.
That's all I've wanted to do because it's a joke. It's a common joke between me and my friends. So we sent it.
Yeah, I've sent pictures of Dick Van Dyke and.
I'm talking about the Lord and Master Dick Cheney. My man shot a friend in the face.
And then made that friend apologize.
And then that dude apologized to him.
That makes sense.
That's a pretty big dick.
That's Jesus Christ level fucking shit, dude. That's Dick Cheney. Dick fucking listen. We can argue about Trump all you want. Dick Cheney, a Sith fucking lord. I personally love him. Dick Cheney.
Mike, what's our next segment?
Well, there is something that I'd like to go to. I think it needs some unpacking, and I stumbled across this during the. Uh-oh. Where'd it go?
Are we going into news or vestibule?
It's news.
It's news. Okay.
Sort of. Apparently, at CPAC, they got some chick and said, "Hey, you're awesome. We want you to sing the national
you're not going to play that, are you? Oh God.
Have you heard
really
of that?
Bad.
I have.
Dude, just the fact that these two are just moaning, I want to hear it so bad. I have no idea.
It's so bad.
The copy of this video that I chose to use.
Did you get the one where the guy actually wrote the music to go behind it?
Yes. Brother musician is accompanying. So here we go.
This is terrific. Oh shit. What the fuck is going on? Dude, it sounds like he doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
Is he
when
fucking
she
up
goes
on
off,
purpose?
he changes
She
keys with her.
keeps changing key as she sings because the woman can't carry a tune in a bucket. Oh, ow.
You ever listen to the
hurts.
Bloodhound? Anybody familiar with the Bloodhound Gang? Their first album was called One Fierce Beer Coaster. And there's a point where Jimmy Pop comes on and goes, "Yeah, I sing like an amputee, though. Can't hold a note, can't carry a tune." This is terrible.
Yeah, it's
Why
really
would anybody
bad.
do this? Like, okay, so he's trying to follow her.
Right.
Right.
Is this live or is he just being a dick?
No, he's being a dick.
Like, what am I watching? Is this what people saw?
She sang it a cappella.
She sang it a cappella.
Right, and then people have gone in and tried to put piano tracks behind it by changing key whenever ow, make it stop.
And everybody's clapping.
Oh, she did it again.
All right, quick poll. Do you think she's a tampon or
And
a
they're
maxi
clapping.
pad type of girl?
Firm lets shoppers.
So
The fuck are we
Maxi
watching?
pad, nothing gets in that vagina.
Wow.
I'll keep setting them up. You keep knocking them down.
Yep. Thank you for that. That was a nice, easy. That was underhand.
That's how I do it. I'm always underhanded.
That song really, the performance really shows you that the conservatives are pro cutting the arts budget.
That's for sure.
But yeah, and I mean, I'll give you this much: not an easy song to perform.
Sure.
Not
It's
a
not.
song to perform a cappella.
Incredibly
Also true.
difficult.
But it's
Now-
kind of ubiquitous. We kind of know where it goes. If you go to a ball game, it kind of happens, and it's not that bad.
Yeah, that was really bad. I mean,
If the Blue Rocks can afford somebody, a fucking pack can afford somebody.
not for nothing.
Listen to me. I've been saying it for years. Okay? We need to change the national anthem to Ball with the Ball by Kid Rock.
Negative.
Wow.
Negative.
There is nothing more American. This
We
is for the
took-
question that
no, no,
don't have any answers.
Hey, we took an old English drinking song, and in an effort to flip them the bird, used it
That's our
with-
national anthem.
with the poem that was the beautiful poem that was
Francis
written
Scott Key.
Francis
by
Scott
Francis
Key,
Scott
right.
Key.
The War of 1812.
Not too many miles from here.
But that was the War of
Fort
1812,
McHenry,
correct?
Maryland. Yes.
Right. Has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, not for nothing.
Who gives
but
a shit
I am,
about the
I
War of
am,
1812? It was fucking boring.
But
I
we're
am a high
taking
school-
our dicks
Listen,
at the British.
not for
I
nothing.
am a high school teacher.
But
and
I know.
So I frequently hear high school students performing this song at pep rallies and so forth, and they do a better job
Yes.
Look,
than that
I'm
woman
gonna
did.
listen. I don't know what year Kid Rock was born. Okay. But the year that he wrote Ball with the Ball, the national anthem should have been replaced. Let's go out. Here it is. There's no reason for this bullshit anymore.
January 17th, 1971.
January 7th. I didn't dude, but Kid Rock is only like fucking 5 years older than me.
And he looks
And
12
not for
years
nothing.
older than us.
Dude, seriously, who would go with me if him, Kid Rock, and Ted Nugent went on fucking tour? Dude, Stranglehold. I'd
go. I mean, I've seen the Nuge live.
I don't know. You
so
gonna
I'd
buy
go.
me dinner?
You've seen the Nuge? Holy shit.
Yeah. It was
Uncle Ted.
no,
Holy shit.
it was Kenny Wayne Shepherd with Stevie Ray Vaughan's band Double Trouble. It was after
Wow.
Stevie Ray died. ZZ Top and the Nuge.
Wait a minute. How old are you?
How old do you think I am? That's
By
a better
what you
question.
just said, I added 10 years to my guess.
So what's your guess?
49.
That's not that bad.
He's close.
I'll be 45 soon.
Honestly,
Okay.
dude, Not from Josh. Get this. Me and him, almost the same age.
I'm older.
He's a little, like by like a couple of months.
I'm a minute older than he is.
Wait, what month you born in?
April.
I was born in May. What day?
6th.
I was born the 10th. So not even a fucking month older. And I look like fucking Kenny Rogers with a drinking problem.
That's more than
Mike,
a month, Matty.
Mike looks like a taller version of that midget from Game of Thrones.
Wow.
Yeah, actually. I'll buy that.
You know, I have to tell you, having finally watched Game of Thrones, I think I finished watching it like a month ago. Actually, finally caught up with the rest of civilization. Peter Dinklage is not unhot, especially by the time you get to the end of that series.
I could have said, I've never watched Game of Thrones. I could have said that midget from Elf, but there's a lot. There's a lot of there's a lot of smaller people.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
And the thing is,
same
Professor
guy
isn't much fucking taller. Just
that's true.
I'm not being a dick. Like I'm just.
You are being a dick, actually.
Oh, okay, so I'm being a dick.
I'm very close to average height.
He clings on till I'm very close to average.
As a squat 5'9" myself, I understand, sir.
Now I am again 6'3". Short women ask me to reach things on shelves in the Christmas tree shop. Happens all the time. Here's what I've noticed is I don't think that I was supposed to, like whoever told my joints that, hey, this guy's going to be 6'3". Nobody told them that. They said, oh, this guy's going to be just like everyone else in your family. This one's going to be 5'9". But yet I grew to 6'3", but I have 5'9". All right, Doc. I see your little text. I see your little messages. I see him. Let's go into I'm an asshole. Whatever.
As fascinating as this story is,
let's go into the vestibule.
All righty. And
so we play a game, Josh. What we do is we look at YouTube videos, and it's called the vestibule, or the interwebs vestibule of popularity. We can't afford a hall, but we can afford a vestibule. It's not really fame, you know what I mean? It's not.
Yeah.
But, this is what we go through, and And
I want you guys to know I very carefully selected this week's contribution in honor of Women's History Month.
In honor of Women's History Month.
Yeah,
So
I brought a very feminist video.
Now here's the thing, is we've decided that we're not supposed to know because we hold grudges against each other because we're children, Josh. Do you understand this?
I knew that coming in.
I will offend the doctor, and then she will take it out on Mike.
I do.
And that's just it. When Mike
it's
offends,
like
Mike doesn't offend. Mike has never offended
paper.
anyone in his fucking life. He's the nicest guy in the fucking world.
He really is like the nicest
I just say shit
ever.
to people and they get pissed off. So, what's the first submission? Only 1, 2, 3 videos enter. Only 1 will leave.
There can be only one.
That's a Highlander reference.
Yes,
it is. All kinds of movies. What we got, Mike?
All right, here comes video number 1.
Recent polls have shown a fifth of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a world map. Why do you think this is?
Americans are stupid.
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation
U.S. Americans
don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. or should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries, so we will be able to build up our future for our.
Thank you very much, South Carolina.
So yeah,
wow. Been a while since I've seen
us.
Here's a funny story. I used to work for a waterproofing company. We did a job on a school that flooded, and we got topographical maps, raised fucking maps that I took home and hung up on the wall. And I had a raised map of Europe. And when people would come over my house and say, "Hey, why do you have a raised map of Europe?" I would say, when I finished invading Europe, I'll be able to afford more maps. And I'm really glad that got a laugh because it never did live. Like person to person, nobody bought that. Like what?
Yeah, I don't understand your joke.
The point was I had this map of Europe that I was planning an invasion. And once I invaded Europe.
Yeah, I got that. I just don't get the part where it's funny.
Love you, Doc. Love you.
See, right, and he says it's not funny when I pick on him. It's so funny.
Was that now? We don't know. Are we dealing with this anonymity thing that fucking Dre was pitching? Are we doing that? Are we not saying who posted what? Did you post that? Are we doing this, Mike?
I can tell you who submitted it. I know.
I know you know.
I know.
Well, if you know, then it was probably you.
But
I mean, it had nostalgia. So, all right. So, Josh, nostalgia is big. Like, you know, if you've seen it so many times that and it makes you kind of giggle every time. It doesn't make me giggle. It makes me very fucking sad that, like, there's this statistic that Americans can't point out the United States of America on a fucking map.
Such as?
Even if like if you look at the Media Virus logo, I can point out I know where the United States is.
It's behind the word media.
It's behind the virus.
And South Africa.
And South Africa
and Iraq.
Behind my chair. Iraq
and
is make a better future.
All those places.
But it's all burning and nothing matters. So let's move on. Okay. So no, it just made me sad. I'm gonna give it some heavy nostalgia credit at 3.5. That's what I get. And
it also had
Josh,
titties.
We go up to 7 because that's the ideal rating for women.
Allow me to point out there were also titties.
There were
titties, but they were not bare titties.
Give me half a point for the titties.
I mean, I'm gonna get all right. So I'll give you the half a point for titties. It's a 4.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Josh, what do you rate it from 1 to 7?
I'll give it a 5.
A 5? That's high. That's a high rating.
5 is high.
5 is high.
5 is high.
If we were doing a scale of 1 to 10, like you would normally rate anything else besides women, that would be like an 8 or a 9.
Yeah. So the reason I'm giving it a 5, this is purely selfish. I fucking love that video. It is one of my favorite viral videos. I think it was too early to be viral,
and that is an absolute perfect. Like that is perfectly legitimate reason for I understand now. We get it. There's nothing that doesn't discredit anything. Mike.
I also am going to go with a 5. This is something that as much as it makes me sad, I have to chuckle because wow, she went for 30 seconds and literally said nothing.
Is anybody writing this down?
I am.
Okay, good. Okay, well,
and I am going to also give it a 5. Yes, it had titties, but that doesn't actually do much for me. And
you were definitely explaining to me that I should bump you up a half a point.
You're a heterosexual male
for titties.
I can see titties anytime I want to. They're not as exciting to me as they are to you.
Titties not being exciting for you would have won me some pools in high school. I really wish I could cash in on that bet.
Really?
Wow.
People thought I was gay?
Oh my God, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That is so strange to me.
Come on, you've never been tongue deep in a snatch.
Maybe from a high school kid's perspective, I could get that, but not today. I mean, I know you.
Yeah.
Troy Hendrickson, who plays Aunt Mary Pat, who we interviewed on the show, posted today one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen, and it was, what came first, the lesbian or the Subaru? And I fucking laughed my ass off. Mike will tell you that I've launched into Subarus before, He's like, "Oh, I've driven a Subaru," and I did not give a shit. I just called him, and I was like, "No, you're a fucking asshole."
I've driven them, but I was a lot attendant at a car dealership.
No. You said like who's? Oh no, it was the other guy.
Anyway,
the other guy owned
a Subaru, and I was like, nah, "You're a."
Despite tits not doing anything for me, I still thought it was. I thought it was entertaining. I agree that it's a little. As an educator, I find it sad. But her complete ass cluelessness combined with her effort to sound like she knows what she's talking about, a little bit hilarious. And I also am going to give myself credit for the irony of bringing in this particular video as our inaugural vestibule in Women's History Month. So,
no, Mike, just
so that's my 5.
You know what? I'm doing this on a bias.
Okay.
Complete bias. Mike, can you add a half a point to my score?
So you want to go to 4.5?
4.5. She has raised me with her explanation. And this is why, not being anonymous makes a difference.
Done.
With that saying, hey, first week of Women's History Month, and I brought this fucking moron. Beautiful.
Done.
Thank you. I thought you'd
truly inspirational for the Media Virus podcast. All right.
So I'm gonna preface this. This is my video.
Okay.
Hold on tight. There's not much to it.
All right.
But
we're
brilliant.
Ready. Let's do this.
Mike always brings gold.
Brilliant.
It's pure gold.
Hi, I'm Ed Asner.
All right, so I cheated and watched this video because we where's my item? All right, we make a link list and we go through the link list, and I watch this and it's hard to catch. I was like, what the fuck? He's like, the first time I watched it, I wasn't paying that much attention. When you realize it's Ed Asner and he just flips out a fucking switchblade, that's hilarious. And the fact it's like 3 seconds long, there's nothing else, no context.
Customer support is mission critical.
What the hell?
What are you doing, guy? All right, send them a bill for the fucking airtime. I want 3 cents every time somebody hears this fucking show for that fucking ad.
Okay.
You know what, dude? I'm gonna give that's a solid 6. It's a solid 6. Didn't waste a whole lot of time. Not a whole lot of time, Real funny. Ed Asner, 1. It's, and just pulling on a switchblade, fucking, it's gold. It's gold. Like, I don't know how many times you've won this fucking contest. Not that the contest is even, we make it about ourselves, but it's supposed to be, and that's where Stanley was going with a suggestion that we should make it more about the video and less about the people. But I think that takes the fun out of it.
Yeah, I'm of the everything is made up and the points don't matter school. I mean,
right.
It's fun,
I do. Can you name a video that won in a previous episode?
No.
And we listen to every episode. We're so narcissistic. We listen to ourselves. That's what happens. We listen to Josh, we all do it. We listen to every episode.
Did Willy Bum Bum win?
I don't think so.
No.
I feel like it should have. Yeah, Willy Bum Bum probably should.
All I know is I got robbed when I brought in fucking Bill Hell's big used cars. I got robbed. I fucking got robbed.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. I'm gonna fucking.
So we can have like a greatest hits episode where we bring back the Josh, whether they won or not.
Josh, Ed Asner flipping a switchblade. What's your score?
I'm gonna give it a 5.5.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
We got a full belly laugh. It was a little short. I was looking for more, but it was really good.
It was good. The delay, the latency of the show kind of fucks everything up, but very, very good. Very good. Doc.
I'm going to second what Josh said. I'm going to give it a solid 6.
Solid 6.
Yeah.
Mike with a fucking heavy showing. I fear that some of my, I don't know what you have of mine. Or we're going to go on to Dre's. Do we want to do Dre when he's not here?
I do have one from him if we
bring it.
want to go there, but I also have one from you.
We'll play one of them. Don't tell us which one it is and we'll try to guess.
All right. And do you mind if I score it myself? Because
oh yeah, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I just figured you were going to give it a 7 and be done with it.
No, I felt it was worthy of a 6.
Okay.
But I I thought it was a strong showing because 3 seconds, it tells you everything you need to know, and it just pulls the rug right out from under you.
Yeah. No,
I
really,
also loved
listen,
it with all of his credits. They have voice actor Up. Like of all the movies of everything he's done, like Up is the one that
like the fucking Mary Tyler Moore show.
Yeah, he was on Mary Tyler Moore for
fucking
like
nothing.
110
Just
years.
nothing.
Like 37 seasons.
No, he was the voice. He was the voice of the old Fighting Up. Oh shit, that's a bad one. I'm drunk. The fuck. I'm gonna edit that out. That was bad. Shouldn't have said that.
Right. So now I gotta put a bleep in, you bastard.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I won't.
That was bad. I shouldn't have done
You know, I say I will, but I won't.
Oh, whatever.
All right. So
I don't really care that much.
This is what we have next.
I just apologize for 20 minutes. Oh, this is a good. I love this guy.
Is this yours?
No.
Your mother said she found it in your closet.
I don't know. One of the guys must.
Must have who? Must have what? Must have Rhymes? Was it Chris? Huh? Does he have more, you think? Call him?
Look, Dad, it's...
No, I'm taking your PlayStation away. This is fire. Where did you get it?
I don't know.
You what? You what? Huh, Timmy? Look, Dad needs allowed so he can get a little quiet time, okay? No, you're grounded forever. Where did you get this stank?
Dad,
Yeah, no, you're in big trouble here, Timmy. Look, Timmy, you're not in trouble, okay? Just who do you get it from? I'll drive you over there. I'll pay extra. I don't care. This shit is fire. Who'd you get it from?
You all right?
I knew it, you sneaky little bastard. You been pinching my sack? Well, who taught you how to roll a joint like this?
I learned it by watching you.
Oh, my God. My own boy.
So this seems long, and I looked at the time signature, and I love that it's 4 minutes and 20 seconds, which is long, but hilarious.
It is long, and it's. I think it's more than one of it. This guy does this with different commercials and shit.
That's pretty funny.
And I think I mentioned him before. He's like a low budget Mark Wahlberg.
Is your mom even home?
Is that actually his mustache?
Yeah. You got the
No.
God, I fucking hope not.
Wait, this ad has an ad in it?
This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. You gonna eat that? The brain? Finish my breakfast, Tony.
Want a hit?
Ah, the devil's lettuce. Go ahead and try it. You look like a vegan. You take one hit of that, and you're gonna be working in a vape shop well into your 30s. Yeah, well, video games are gonna be way more fun. You're ready to forget a lot of shit. You like looking for your phone when it's already in your hand? Because that's happening. You ever wonder what nacho cheese on vanilla ice cream tastes like? You never had the balls to try it? Wonder no more, my friend. There will be several times where you stare blankly into your refrigerator while thinking about your fish tank. Who needs short-term memory anyway? Blaze that shit up and forget you ever paid for that haircut. Hey, his hair looks fine. You shouldn't cut your own hair. You know how you get all stressed out when you fail math? Well, you're still gonna fail math, but you won't give a fuck anymore. Okay, but if you don't smoke weed, you can be super judgmental of your pot-smoking friends and blame anything bad that happens to them, not on luck or an accident, but on weed. I hate you so much right now. I hate you too. You know who else smokes weed, kid? Hanson. Jesus. Jesus did not smoke weed. Yeah, but he drank wine. Your point? Alcohol kills roughly 88,000 people per year. Here we go. You know how much weed kills? Jesus Christ. No, it's this guy over here with his alcohol kills more people than weed bullshit. It's not bullshit.
Do you want a hit or not?
Oh, yeah. How long are we talking for? Tell this guy to fuck off. I got a Keith joint rolled up in the other room. We call it angel dust. All right, now you're talking my language. Keith Urban, Kiefer Sutherland, Wiz Kiefer, whatever. You can take us to the weed, chariot boy.
No, I'm good.
We don't need your shitty weed anyway. Oh, wow, this is good shit. Yeah. Pop. Pop. That's catchy. Thank you. I just made it up. How's it go? Pot. 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 Pot.
As you can see, he's got more
Yeah, I see that one of them is only 2 minutes and 25 seconds.
But the reason I chose this one is it had the "You all right? I learned it by watching you."
I do love that one.
And that's the only one that I found that had that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
no, I love that one. And I also love
this guy does a really good job of, looking like he's in the commercial. Like you're looking like he's there.
Yeah, no, that's some pretty impressive editing or whatever.
That is. And
no, my other favorite
that YouTube channel is Zebra. Let's give a plug, Zebra Corner. That's who we've just,
nice.
plagiarized.
Yeah.
Or, what's the word that
promoted. We promoted them.
Oh, God damn it. People hate it when I use it, but fuck. Go ahead, talk.
Yeah, no, my other favorite, I do like the "You All Right," and my other favorite, of course, my absolute favorite is the "It'll Make You Feel Good." That's my favorite one. I love that one.
Oh, well, my favorite
girl.
Yeah, no, I like that, and you did that before, but
yeah, I know.
I like.
I'll probably do it again.
Yeah, "You all right? I learned it by watching you." Now that's just funny. I mean, it's pure gold. Everybody knows.
It's good stuff.
Because
it's true. Age, it's just as soon as someone says it, especially like if you're like taking a hit off a joint and someone says that to you, it's the funniest fucking thing, and you can't hold nothing in.
Hey,
well, I mean, when you're taking a hit off a joint, everything is the funniest fucking thing.
All I can tell you is when I saw that, I was like, "Oh my God, that's my excuse." I mean, it was gold. It was like, finally, I have a way out.
So, I mean, it was long. I'll give you that. It didn't have to, but it was funny. It was a solid on my end. I'm gonna give that a solid. That's a 5. That's a 5.
I would give it a 5. It definitely has the nostalgia.
It's an internet channel all its own. They don't they rip off all. Go check out Zebra Corner. They fuck with everybody. They're hilarious. But this one was the one that I chose to introduce everyone to this genius.
It is funny and it is well done, and I would give it a 5 also, but it was really long. It was really long. If it had been like one of those or maybe 2, I'd give it a solid 5. As it is, I'm going to give it a 4. I'm knocking off a point.
So each one individually, you would have given a fucking 5 to, but combined,
too much of a good thing.
Too much of a good thing lowered the score. It's like when you get sick from eating too much sugar.
Exactly.
Well, I think I don't think it works that way. I think it's just simple math. Like if you give each one a 5, it's a 15.
They're my points, and I will distribute them as I see fit.
Whatever. I mean, it's Women's History Month, so I can't argue with you.
So what was that? What was our final determination there, Doc? 5?
4 from me.
4.
4. Throw it to you there, Josh.
So I'm also gonna give it to a 4. I think I missed the nostalgia. I did not grow up with these PSAs. I got different PSAs. So while I recognize the humor of "I learned it from watching you" because I've been alive in America, I missed the rest of it. That comedy wasn't for me. Like literally, they didn't make it for me.
Correct.
Okay.
In any way.
He was not yet a gleam in his father's eye.
Listen, man, like I get very selfish with my submissions.
Oh, I'm not saying it wasn't funny, but I am literally.
This means something to me. I don't give a fuck about anybody else. Right. So
that sounds like a good way to run a broadcast.
It hasn't worked so far. If you Josh,
refreshing to hear you admit
if you
that,
look at my YouTube channel started somewhere around 2011.
All 13 of our viewers agree.
Right. And I had 13 followers, and I had basically given up. I was not giving up, but I work on a different YouTube channel for somebody else. I have work to do and I get paid to do it. Right. But
yeah, that when he actually gets followers.
And this was the thing. It's like we were just kind of we were all sitting around, and we're all kind of like this type of personality. And I said, "Hey, I got this fucking YouTube channel. Let's go." And everybody kind of jumped in, and that's the way this worked. But what were we fucking talking about?
Right. But we were talking about. I was going to give my score for the drug commercial. I'm going with the 6 because I picked out some nuance that I really liked there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the nostalgia. Those were the drug commercials I saw growing up. But the nuance that I was able to pick up, it was 4 minutes and 20 seconds long.
Which was important.
It was intentionally 4 minutes and 20 seconds long because it was very specifically about pot. And I like the commitment to the bit when you go so far as to make the time code 420. I love to hide little things that like when I do things for the show, like when I put things together, like if I add processing to a bit or processing to a video or an audio clip, I hide little numbers in there that I know are there, and it warms my heart. Like there's 69s and 13s and shit all over the place.
If you play our show backwards, you will hear a prayer to Satan. And what will happen is Satan will emerge in your room
from your anus
and jerk you off. And jerk you off, but it's not that good. Like it's a mediocre hand job from
out of your own butthole. That's a very complicated reach.
It is. It doesn't.
Do you know how many 666s I have to encode into this secretly to make that happen? It's insane.
Really?
The
is
mathematics.
It a pain in the ass?
Just...
And we've has everybody signed? Has everybody signed the contract to the Dark Lord so that we can get this show on? Like, we could be doing this every day for money. We just got to finish out the paperwork. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
I'm hoping we've got one more because I do have a Stanley submission. If you want to,
we'll get through this in 2 minutes. I really need to go.
We'll roll through it. We'll go fast. It's not that long, but it's.
Okay. We still have to declare a winner, so
it's fire.
Okay.
So here we go.
Oh no, this isn't gonna go well.
Oh fuck.
Show a little ankle.
Maybe in time.
What are you thinking?
You can win me back.
Dude, this ain't like grandma's house. You're not 4 years old.
Stay centered on the fucking table.
I don't think that's gonna help. That table is not gonna hold her.
That table. If that table came from Bob's Discount Furniture, there are four.
Oh no, there she goes.
You gotta stay center.
Oh yeah,
stay with it.
Oh god.
That
looks like it hurts.
I'm not
right
an empath, but I feel that right now.
Oh, that poor
God
woman.
damn it.
Oh,
of course, Stanley gets the one with a fucking replay.
Yeah, I can't keep on.
Dude, look at that. Oh, dude, she hit coccyx. God damn it.
Yeah, right on
you
her
went
tail.
hard.
Dude, that's hard. Fuck, dude.
No,
And
I
the
feel like I
edge
just
to
watched
that
a
meat?
snuff film. Oh,
The edge of that table to the meat of that thigh. Come on.
yeah.
Dude, I used to think Jackass was hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought to myself, like, I would, if I hung out with those guys, I'd never hang out with those dudes. Like, I'd be like,
Okay,
if Bam Margera called me to hang out, I'd be like, no.
That was the money shot. That was absolutely the money.
That last line was, oof.
What? I missed something. I was talking.
She said I shouldn't perform that.
I should perform.
Lesson learned. She won't.
Yeah.
So you feel secure in replacing the coffee table.
Yeah. Well, it looks like the coffee table actually I think is okay. It just flipped. Break. I really thought it was going to break.
Now, the thing is, I've never seen this clip before. There's a whole lot of dumbassery involved. I think the dumbassery, like, I enjoy dumbass, like, but the older I get, the less I enjoy watching other people. I don't enjoy watching other people be in pain.
I had that coffee table.
Everybody had that coffee table.
Everybody
had that coffee table.
I had that coffee table.
That coffee table was
That is
$2.99.
not a weak
discount
coffee table.
furniture.
As long as the hardware is tightened properly, the legs aren't wiggly, you could hop up on it. You could flip it around. I've had dogs, 100-pound dogs, hop up on it and look at you like, I'm on the table. And you're like, get off my fucking table.
Yeah, but Mike, even
But
in
the
your
table
current,
was okay.
even in your current adult, fully grown state, I think you weigh about half what that woman does. Maybe less.
Probably.
Yeah.
The real lesson here is if you're going to stand on a strange platform, make sure your weight is center. I literally teach actors that.
That's a good
Don't be
lesson.
fucking stupid.
Now
If
you can
you-
use that as an instructional video, no? What
If
not
you
to do?
feel it move
Dude,
a little bit, go back to the center.
Yeah.
I have played on stages that were pool tables with plywood strung across and screwed down. They made a stage.
Did you also play at the East End?
No, I play at a place called the Daily Grind Coffee House in Browns Mills, New Jersey, which is the center of the Pine Barrens, and it was awesome. But
Mike got my Delaware deep cut.
Yeah,
I'm sure he did. I did not. I'm from
Yes,
New
I
Jersey.
did. I did as well.
The East End was a very shitty bar that became two other very shitty bars before becoming like a trendy
Shitty
college
restaurant.
place.
Yeah.
This is
it's
a tough call though.
a weird hipster joint now.
Yeah, I cannot give this a score higher than a 3, and that 3 is generous because it really upset me to see her fall like that, and we didn't see her. She didn't do the like, I'm okay jump, it was
she
it
stayed
was
down.
She crawled along the floor on her back.
Yeah,
she stayed
that
down.
was-
She may or may not be crippled for life. However, we did see bouncing titties.
There is a deep tissue
which
injury
again is
involved.
not the draw for me that it is for you guys.
No, I get that, and that's why
sorry
I'm
to
not going-
disappoint
I'm
Josh's
going-
classmate.
I'm just going a
but
little bit higher. I'm giving it titty points at 3.5.
yeah, no, 3 for me.
All right. So for all the reasons the doctor listed, I'm actually going to give it a 7. I think it was a beautiful fall. We saw it coming. We had a perfect story.
Fucking wild cards. This is why we let guests play the game, because we don't know how fucked up they are. They may be more fucked up than us. And
I
it's
teach
beautiful.
people to fall for a living, man. This is gold.
No, I mean, so you teach people to fall for a living. What would you rate her fall as a pain level?
Out of 10?
1 to 10. 10 being the most unbearable pain you've ever felt.
Probably a 6.
A 6.
Yeah, I don't think she broke anything, but she's definitely going to have serious contusions.
Yeah, there's a deep tissue injury there.
Yeah.
She's gonna limp, but I think she's fine. I didn't hear any snaps. I
She'll
didn't
recover?
see any. Yeah, she's all right.
Okay. How should it, if going into that fall, besides staying centered on the platform, going into that fall, what could she have done to bring that pain level down?
So she was on the edge of the table. The table fell forward and she fell back, right? So the first thing you want to do when a platform underneath you rolls that way, bend your knees, sit your ass down, tuck and roll.
Very good. So you got a 7. Doc, what do you rate it?
I believe I gave it a 3.
You did.
Mike.
I went 5.5 because I hung out a little bit in that video. And the point where she says, I shouldn't have performed that. The realization that I just shouldn't have gotten up there and done that. It was dumb to hop on a coffee table with my big 300-pound ass.
Beautiful.
I have to go 5.5 because it became very clear to her in that moment.
So who won this stupid contest?
So we have 2 19s, a 19.5, and a 23.5 for Ed Asner. So it looks like I took it this
You
time.
take away the trophy again this week. Very good.
Well done, Professor.
Well done. There's so much shit we didn't get to. We should pick up a second night. But hey, Mike, you want to bring us home?
I will. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on the Media Virus Podcast. You can reach us at 646-VIRUS-01. That's 646-VIRUS-01. Remember, we're in America, so you put a +1 in front of that if you're not from here. On behalf of the doctor, the absent Stanley McFadden, our fine guest, Mr. Josh Coslar, and our big bad host, Mr. Matty Rockdeff. I am Professor Mike Latoris, and this has been the Media Virus Podcast. The Media Virus Podcast.
Oh.
Send help.
And we're clear.